We will be learning about unit circle. Our objective is students will be able to find the 6 trigonometric functions using the trigonometric ratios. How can I find the value of the 6 trigonometric functions using the unit circle? There is a correction in the spelling. It's a typo over here. Okay, this is some vocabulary in regards to the unit circle. What is a unit circle? A unit circle is a circle of radius 1. That's your unit circle. So if in case I have a radius, this is my radius of one unit, and if I'm trying to draw a circle, uh, okay, this is not a circle, but we'll pretend it's a circle over here. Okay, so this means if this is also one radius, it will be one over here. Everywhere it will be radius over. This will be one. 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 We can say a circle has infinitely many radius. Okay, so unit circle is a circle of radius 1. Then we are having trigonometric ratios of unit circle. Sine theta, our formula is opposite over hypotenuse. So theta is the angle over here, so side opposite to angle theta over hypotenuse. So in this case, if you look over here, this is your angle theta over here at this place, and the side whichever is opposite to this is your opposite side over here. This is your opposite side. Okay, so opposite side. Now as you can see, this side is parallel to this y-axis over here. So this means this is your y. Similarly, this is your x and this is your adjacent side. And hypotenuse I have already mentioned. So what is sine theta? Sine theta formula we already learned. Opposite side over hypotenuse. So it is your y over 1 or it is equal to y. Then you have cosine theta. Similarly, cosine theta is adjacent side to theta. That's yours x over 1. That's your hypotenuse. That's your 1 over here. So it is yours x. We ended up with this value formula x. And similarly, we have tangent theta. Opposite over adjacent. So we are having y over x. Now remaining three, cosecant, secant and cotangent, are just the reciprocals. So we are having the reciprocals over here. So I am ended up with these six formulas, okay, which I will be using when I'm dealing with my unit circle. This is basically the unit circle which I will be using when I will be solving questions in which needs to be done by using the unit circle. Okay, in this unit circle, this is my x-axis over here. So this side will be my negative x-axis. This is my y-axis. That's my negative y-axis. And as you all know, this is my first quadrant. If you remember, we have learned about this, and you have also learned about in your previous classes over here. So this is your first quadrant over here. Whenever you divide a plane, it's xy plane, and it divides in 4 equal halves. So this is your second quadrant, and this is your third quadrant, and this is your fourth quadrant. Okay, now in what happens in the first quadrant, if you still remember, if not, all sine theta, cosine theta, tangent theta, cosecant theta, secant theta and cotangent theta, all are having what? All are positive. I'll write it over here, all are positive. Okay, in the second part over here where it says 90 to 180 degree, this is yours 90 to 180 degree, and this one was what? 0 to 90 degree. In this case, what happens is only sine. I will write it on a different slide in a proper way over there. Okay, no need to rush over here. So what I will do is I will go back to this page over here. I have some extra space. I will do this part over here. So I will draw first of all. Here you go. So this is my y-axis. This is my x-axis. So this is my first quadrant. First quadrant is 0 to 90 degree. This is my second quadrant. This is 90 to 180 degree. And this is my third quadrant. So what is this? This is yours 180 to 270 degree. And this one is your last one. This is your fourth quadrant. This is yours what? 270 degree to 360 degree. So when we do this, what happens over here is this part in this, all trigonometric ratios are positive. All are positive. When I say all are positive, I mean sine, cosine, tangent, cosecant, secant, and cotangent are positive. In this case, second quadrant, only sine and its reciprocal cosecant, cosecant are positive. In our third quadrant, only tangent and cotangent are positive. So whatever are the values for these functions, they are positive. In this case, only cos and the reciprocal is what? Secant. Secant are positive. By when I write this, what I mean by this is, let's take an example in this quadrant over here. So if in case we are trying to find sine of 150 degree, you will have a positive answer. But if in case if you will find cosine of 150 over here, then this means it will be a negative answer. Similarly, if you find tangent of 150, it will be a negative answer for you. So same applies it everywhere, and I will explain you in detail when this concept comes over on the upcoming slide. All right, let's come back to unit circle over here. Now in this unit circle, you can see I'm having the units in radians and I'm having the units in degrees. Okay, so this 0 degree starts from 0 over here. Okay, and then we are having 30 degrees, and 30 degrees equivalent in radians is what? Pi over 6. Okay, 45 degree equivalent in radians is what? Pi over 4. 60 degree is just pi over 3. 90 degrees pi over 2. It just keeps on going over here. Okay, now do keep in mind when now it starts from 0. This is your 90 degree, this is your 180 degree, this is your 270 degree, as you can see over here. And when it comes back over here, it's 360 degree. Yes, you might think, oh, 0 and 360 degree are same. Yes, and 0 radian and 2 pi radians are same. Okay, now I have the values over here. This is x coordinate, so this will be my x, this will be my y. Similarly, all these values are x and y, like this, these values are. Okay, so now next thing what comes in your mind is how this 30 degree became pi over 6. So use pi as what? I'll write it over here. Use pi as 180 degree. Why? Pi radian is equal to 180 degree. Okay, so that's why. So what, now if I have 30 degree over here, or so let's take an example. If I have pi over 6, so as I told you, this is yours pi over 6. So pi means what? 180 degree, and 6 is over here. When I will divide this, what I ended up with? I ended up with 30 degree over here. So this is my 30. Similarly, you can use pi over here. This is your 180 divided by 4. So 180 degree divided by 4, it will give you 45 degree. This is how I got all of these values over here. So this means this is in radians and this is in degrees over here. Now, when we are working on some of the problems and using our unit circle, I will be using some formulas or some values over here. So first one is yours what? Sine theta is equal to y. Second one is what? Cosine theta is equal to x. Then the third one is what? Tangent theta is equal to y over x. So similarly, we are having cosecant theta. You all know cosecant theta is what? 1 over y. Why? Because it is a reciprocal of sine. Secant theta is what? 1 over x. And similarly, we have cotangent theta. That's your x over y. And I will be using these values again and again. So I will be moving my screen back and forth just to use this unit circle again and again. Okay. So let's keep going. Let's start with first problem over here. Use the unit circle to find the values of. Alright, our first question says use the unit circle. Now do keep in mind, since the question is saying use the unit circle, you will use unit circle. Do not try to use calculator to find these answers. Mathematically those answers are correct, but since the name of the concept is unit circle, we have to utilize unit circle to find the answers. Okay, or I will mark it wrong. Okay, first of all, you see over here, this is called sine. This is sine over here. So you will go to our formula sheet number 1. So what is the abbreviation? What is the formula for sine? As you see, this says y over here. Okay, so I'll write over here sine of 90 degree is equal to y. Okay, now what I will do is second step after this, I will go to my unit circle over here and I will go to 90 degree and I will look for the values of x and y. So this is 90 degree if you see over here. Now this first value is your x, second value is your y. So what is the value of y? The value of y is 1. So you will come back over here and you write your answer. So your answer is what? Your answer is what? Sine 90 degree is equal to what? 1. That's it. That's just your answer. Okay. Okay, now let's go to second problem. Second problem says find the value of cosine 45. So step number one is you will come to this formula sheet over here. You will look for cosine theta. Cosine theta is what? It is your x. So go ahead and write it over here. Cosine of 45 degree is equal to x. Now after this what I will do is since I've done with my cos check, I need to go to 45 degree in this chart over here. So I know it's kind of super small over here, sure, but we can figure out. You can zoom it. I will try to zoom it if I can do it. Okay, so you can see the chart clearly. Okay, we can do it. All right, now at 45 degree over here, this first value is your x. Okay, so now keep in mind what I need is I need only this x. The value of x is radical 2 over 2. So my answer for this question is what? Radical 2 over 2. This is my answer over here. This is radical 2 over 2. I will rewrite it over here. My value of cosine 45 degree is what? Radical 2 over 2. That's my answer. Please pardon me for my handwriting over here. We have done with this problem. Okay, let's go to the next problem over here. Okay, I will go to question number 3 over here, and again I will use my same approach. Okay, now first of all, you see I have this my formula chart over here, chart number 1 and 2, both of them, and I will zoom it as the need arises. Now this one says tangent 270 degree. First of all, I want you all only pay attention to the word where it says tangent. So tangent 270 degree is equal to what? Go to our chart number 1. So as you can see, this is the one over here where it says y over x. So I will write over here y over x. Step number 2, now we will focus on 270 degree. Go to the unit circle, let's look for 270 degrees. 0, 90, 180, 270. This is 270 degree over here. And you have two values. One is your x, one is your y over here. So I will come back over here. I will write my value of y. That's my negative 1. And this is my 0 over here. Now do keep in mind whenever you are dividing any number by 0, your answer is undefined. So the answer for this is what? N, D, not defined. So I'll write my answer tangent of 270 degree. 270 degree is equal to not defined or undefined. That's my answer for this. Alright, so let's go to the next one over here. It says cosine of 180. Two-step process. First you see is what? Cos. Go over here to this formula sheet and this number 1 it says cosine theta, it was x. So in simple words what I will write it? I will write x over here equal to. Now I will proceed over here to 180 degree. So I will go to 180 degree. This is 0 degree. This is my 90 degree over here. This is my 180 degree over here. And these are the two sets of values. One is your x, one is your y. So what is the value of x over here? As you can see, the value of x is negative 1. So my answer is negative 1. So this means what? My value for cosine of 180 degree is equal to what? Negative 1. This is the answer for this question. Let's practice some more questions over here. Okay, try to solve on your own without my assistance. Alright, so now this one is saying secant. So what I will do first of all is I will circle this one secant. Okay, so equal to. So in my chart number 1, okay, secant, sine, cos, tangent, cosecant, secant. I will circle this because I need this value of information. This is 1 over x. So I will write over here 1 over x. Now after this I have to look for 90 degree over here. So this is my 0. This is my 90 degree and these are the two set of values I have, x and y. Now since it says 1 over x, go ahead and tell me what is the value of x over here. 0. Good job. Now what I told you earlier, whenever you are dividing any number by 0, your answer is not defined. If you will try this in your calculator, it will give you an answer as error. So secant of 90 degrees is what? Not defined. This is the answer for this question. Let's practice some more questions over here. Let's find the value of sine of 135. Step number 1, you see first thing is sine. So check sine, and this is the value which we will be using. Sine theta is what? Pi. Second step, I want you to look for 135 degree in the unit circle. We can do it. 0, 30, 45, 60, 90. Okay, this is 135 over. And you have two sets of values, x and y. Now since it's we have y over here, so the value of y, as you can see, it says radical 2 over 2, and this is the answer for this question. So this means my value of sine 135 degree is what? Radical 2 over 2. Now do keep in mind, do not use your calculator, because I will need these three steps over here for the answer. That is the reason because we are using unit circle. Yes, in your exam I will give you this copy of unit circle. Okay, now it says over here cosine of 135. First one, cosine. So I will go to my chart over here. Which one is cosine? Sine, cos, tangent, cosec. I'm sorry, this is a cosecant. I'm sorry. Cosecant is this one. So this will be yours 1 over y. Okay, this is an abbreviated form, so it should be like this, cosecant. Now 1 over, what is the value? Now we will go to 135. So 135 was over here, and this is my x, this is my y. So I'll write 1 over radical 2 over 2. So what I'll write over here? I'll write over here radical 2 over 2. This is the value of y at this place. If you see, this is the value of y. Okay, so after this what you do is you will simplify this. When you simplify this, your answer will be, okay, I will let you know how I am getting those values. This will be yours 2 over radical 2. Okay, how I got this? Mathematical way of explaining this. Okay, I will explain you this part over here. I'm explaining this part. So if you know in your elementary school you learned how to divide two fractions, so you are dividing this. When you divide, how you divide two fractions, you will change this to multiplication sign and you flip these two over. Okay, so what happens is you multiply, you are left over with 2 over radical 2. This is how I got 2 over radical 2 over here. Now is this your answer? No, this is not your answer, because this is not in standard form. Okay, always remember, whenever you have radical in the denominator, that's not in the standard forms. How you make in standard form? You rationalize the denominator. What rationalizing the denominator means? Look at the denominator. If it is radical 2, you will multiply and divide by radical 2 over 2. If it was radical 3, then I will do radical 3 over radical 3 similarly. So I multiply these two. So my answer is 2 radical 2 over radical 2 times radical 2 will give you radical 4. What is radical 4? 2. So 2 radical 2 divided by 2. This will be cancelled out, and your final answer is what? 2 for this problem. So I can say cosecant of 135 degree. Cosecant of 135 degree is what? It is your radical 2. That's my answer. Let's do another one over here. Secant of 135. So if I'm doing secant of 135, first of all, as I mentioned this to you, circle this and look for secant. This is yours what? 1 over x. So I'll write over here 1 over x. I want you to go to 135 in this chart unit circle and look for the value of x. When you go to 135, value of x is this one over here. Okay, I will erase this y so you all can see clearly. So value, let me, okay. So what is the value of x over here? Okay, value of x in this case is what? Negative radical 2 over 2. You see this one over here? Negative radical 2 over 2. So I will go over here and I will write my answer. 1 over negative radical 2 over 2. Can I write it like this? I want you to look at this step over here, what I did. Okay, so my answer was 2 over radical 2. So your answer in this case will be what? Negative 2 over radical 2. Is this the answer? No. Now because you have a radical in the denominator. So what you need to do is you have to rationalize the denominator. I'm writing here only. So you multiply this with this, you multiply this with this. So this is yours negative 2 radical 2 and this is your radical 4. Now do keep in mind this negative sign is coming all the way over here. Okay, so after this your next step is negative 2 radical 2 over 2. How I got 2? Square root of 4 is 2. This will be cancelled out and your final answer is what? Negative radical 2. Okay, one more thing, since this part came over here, I want you to give you one more concept over here. Let's take an example. If you are having 1 over negative 2, this and negative 1 over 2 is same. Sometimes in some of the books you will find it is like this. So do keep in mind, if there's a negative sign in the denominator, mathematically it means it's in the numerator. Or you can also write in the middle. These three are the same methods of writing, different ways. So if this negative is over here, it means negative 1 over everything. So it's the same thing. Now, in this case, our question says sine 30 degree plus cosine 60 degree. Step number 1, look at this sign. So when I come back to my formula sheet over here, this was the first chart. Sine theta is y, so I will write over here y plus cosine 60 degree. This means what? Cosine. I'm looking at cosine. What is the... Mr. Ward, please call the main office, Mr. Ward. Sorry for the interruption. All right. So now if I am looking at the value of cos, what is the form? I'm just using this x over here. This is my... Okay. Now after this, next step will be what? I will proceed to 30 degree. So go to your unit circle. I will zoom in my unit circle over here. Here you go. Now 30 degree. So 30 degree is this, and this is my x, this is my y. So what I'm looking over here, I'm looking over y. So the value of, I will write over here 1/2. Now let me go up. It says x at 60 degree. So let's go to 60 degree. This is 60 degree over here, and this is my x and this is my y. So what is my x over here? 1/2. I'll write 1/2 over here. Now what is your answer? Usually whenever I do this, I usually ask question from student, what is 50 cents plus 50 cents equal to? Good job, it's $1. So your answer is 1 for this question. So let's go to the next problem. It says tangent 45 plus sine 30. Now I want you to write two more formulas over here, or two more values. It becomes easy for us. Tangent 45 degree is 1. Cotangent 45 degree is 1. Just memorize these two values over here. It will make super easy work for you after this. Okay, so let's go ahead and proceed. All right, so now I will ask this question from you. What is the value of tangent 45? You are right, it is 1. Plus, now we are proceeding for sine 30. First of all, sine means what? Sine means y. So I'll write over here y. I don't have to write y, but just think like this, it is y. Okay, I'll write somewhere over here y. Now I will proceed to this one over here where it says 30 degree. Now 30 degree is this, and the value of y is what? 1/2. Now again, what is $1 for plus 50 cents equal to? $1.50, and this is your answer for this question. 1.50 or 1.5, both means the same thing. This is your answer for this. Now let's look at this question. It says use the unit circle to find the values of the 6 trigonometric functions for given angle. Now question is asking us to find 6 trigonometric function. So 6 trigonometric function is your sine, cosine, tangent, and I will do the remaining over here. Remaining 3 are our reciprocal: cosecant, secant, and cotangent. Now, so it says 45. I'll write over here sine 45 degree. This will be my cosine 45 degree. This will be my tangent 45 degree. This is my cosecant 45 degree. This is my secant 45 degree. And this is my what? Cotangent 45 degree. Okay. All right. So let's proceed over here. Okay. Now, first of all, I will use my first chart over here, chart number 1. What? This is your sine, this is your cos, this is your tangent. So what is the formula for sine? Yes, it is y. Right over here y. What about cos? X. What about tangent? Y over x. Now do keep in mind I am not doing anything with this because I know whatever is my answer, I will find the reciprocal of that and that will give me my final answer. Now, do you remember what is the answer for tangent 45? I will scroll up a little bit over here. You remember I gave you the formula over here. Tangent 45 and cotangent 45 is 1. So I will come down over here and without doing anything, I will write my answer 1 and 1. Now I need my sine 45. So let's proceed to 45 degree. This is 45 degree. Okay, let's make it a little bit clear over here. Here you go. Now what is the value of x? X is your radical 2 over 2 and y is yours radical 2 over 2. So at this place wherever you see y, right over here radical 2 over 2. This is the value of sine 45 degree. What about cosine? It says x, so it is yours radical 2 over 2. Now for cosecant what happens is we will flip this because this is a reciprocal, it is your 2 over radical 2. Is this the correct answer? It's kind of correct answer, but this is not in simplest form. To make in simplest form, what I need to do is I need to rationalize the denominator. So when I rationalize the denominator, I am multiplying by radical 2 because this is radical 2 over here. It gives you 2 radical 2 over 2. This will be cancelled out. Your answer is what? 2. Let's go to this one over here. Secant 45 is the reciprocal of this. So it is yours 2 radical 2. Now don't do again and again the same thing. As I know, when you simplify this, your answer is this. So we ended up with what? We ended up with all the values of 6 trigonometric ratios for 45 degrees. Look over here. Look here. All 6 of them are over here. Alright, so we have done with this problem. Now this is a different question over here. It says find the exact value of the problems below. I will use the unit circle, but in this case these values are in radian. Okay, you remember at the beginning of this session I told you all pi means what? Pi means 180 degree. So what will happen over here is, so if you will change this, your next step will look like this: sine 4 times 180 divided by 3. So when you will simplify this further, it will give you sine of what? 240 degree. Now after this, you have to use your unit circle to solve this. As you all know, sine means y. So I will go at 240 degree and I will look at the value of y. So what I'm doing over here is I'm just using the unit circle from the previous page. 240 degree, look for the value of y. So this is your 240 degree over here, and we will do what? We will look for the value of y. So this is yours x, this is your y, and it is yours negative 3 over 2. Negative radical 3 over 2. So I will go back over here and I'll write my answer as what? Negative radical 3 over 2. That's my answer. Alright, let's look at number 3. I will do number 3 over here. Again, keep in mind this is your 180 degree. So it becomes like this: tangent 180 degree divided by 3. Now this part we can use our calculator to find the answer. This will give you tangent 60 degree. Now do keep in mind what was the formula for tangent. It was y over x. So I will go to 60 degree and I will look for the value of y and I will look for the value of x. So let me scroll up over here. Alright, so at 60 degree over here, x is my 1 over 2 and y is my radical 3 over 2. So I will write y over x means radical 3 over 2. So it will look like this to you. Okay, so when I will do this, this will be cancelled out and my answer will be what? Radical 3 over 1, which ends up with radical 3. So this is my answer for that problem. So I will go down over here and I will write my answer as radical 3. This is my answer. So rest of you should practice these problems on your own. Find the answers.